Hi guys, recently got this from AliExpress. Now I've seen them in this country, they're about 100, 120 quid. This was 33 quid delivered, and it's a multi-fuel stove. But you got pidgin English instructions, which kind of makes sense. You've got a little tool for taking out the jet, where are we? There. And a little jet cleaning spike and a spanner. You got the hose, the actual burner itself. The burner itself, the fuel comes in here up this pipe and then over the top, so all the fuel that it burns is all preheated, which is probably going to be pretty handy in cold weather. Right, so we fold the sides out like that, and it actually turns out to be quite a nice size. So the thing when you've got a gas bottle underneath on regular burners, when they're up here, is they can topple. So having that down low on the ground, blooming good idea. Also comes with a little quite well made Cordura type little carry bag for it, and a spare jet and gasket as well. And then there's the fuel bottle with the little priming pump on it. But let's have a rig up with gas. So that right, now turn the burner, obviously not the hose, because you're just going to break the hose. That's on full whack. Well, that's pretty impressive. It's like a little jet engine. Right, that's about half full with paraffin. Now there's a maximum line there, because if you fill it right up to the top, there'd be no air to compress and nothing to push the fuel out, so obviously you can't compress liquid. And then this is the little try and show off. It's really nicely made, all nice brass fittings and anodised aluminium. There's the pump there. This is where the hose screws on, and then you've got that to help you tighten the hose. And then there's a little folding stand, because the bottle has to stand on its side. And then there's your pickup tubes. I think that's your pickup tube, and that's your the pump to pressurise it. Right, so we screw that in there. Right, it's tight. Right, and then turn those two against each other, like that. And then that will stand like that, and that will screw into that. And make sure that's closed. Open the plastic cover of the oil bowl, add fuel, up to 85% total capacity, that is 450 ml. Take the line outside the oil bottle and for reference. Plug in the inflator, screw down clockwise, compress the bottle using the inflator till you can feel pressure. Once the knob is pressed down, never press too heavily in case accessories are broken. Expand the bracket of the oil stove, legs out. Connect the tube. I'll give that a tighten because we don't want to be spraying paraffin everywhere. kindle the stove and open fire, aiming kindling port 8. Yeah, okay. Basically just saying light it. Slight sound of whiffling comes out of the oil stove. Open again the valve and adjust it slowly to get the blaze size you want. Right. That's turned off and it's still alight. And there's a big puddle on the floor. Right, so now the oil burnt off, I think I just opened the port too big. Just open this up very slowly. I think I just turned it up way too high. There we go. That's open fully now. Kicking out a lovely bit of heat. I think what it was before, I opened the valve too quick and it flooded it. Dead impressed with that, because I usually do carry paraffin for the old hurricane lamps. Just so I like them because they're sort of nice and traditional, and that's, yeah, they look nice, but I can see, obviously where we was messing around with it, it's really, really sooty now. But carrying meths is always a lot blooming safer than carrying anything else. Not meths. What? Paraffin is safer than carrying anything else. Because it's not as flammable. Only if it's sprayed. But this thing's supposed to be able to burn diesel, petrol and meths. I've got some meths, I could give it a go. Shall we give it a go? Let's give it a go. Alright. Let's give it a go with meths. Whee, let's pour meths everywhere. That's sensible. Shame it doesn't come with a funnel. Oh, I hate the smell of that stuff. It smells like homebrew. I'm going to go and get some towel in and soak all that mess up because I don't want that going up because I will end up in hospital. So I just burn off any meth residue that's left. Like that. My bench is on fire. Lovely. Don't do that at home, kids. Something not very flammable to something that is very flammable. Wind that back. Burning a lot cleaner, apart from the that's open full now. Very, very clear flow. So, verdict: the massive bonus of being able to burn virtually anything. I'm going to have to research, different stuff, like if it would burn just normal chip fat or something, but from like a bug out point of view, or hiking or something like that, you're going to run out of gas. But if you can find a petrol station and get half a litre of petrol or a litre of petrol, then you're golden, aren't you? You think the amount of stuff you could buy in a supermarket that could possibly fuel it, and it probably would be better in cold weather and thinner atmospheres and all that sort of stuff. So I assume that's why they use them. But I saw it, I took a punt on it, and I'm going to have to give it a good clean up because it's all sooted. So I assume burning anything like paraffin or diesel is going to be really messy, but it'd work if you needed it, But no, I did chuff with that little test. While I mention it, this is the cookery, and I'm gluing the handles on. I've used the old Gorilla Glue. You can't really see in there, but I've actually got leather. No, you can't see it because of the foam. I've put leather in between the scales because I couldn't get liners big enough. I ordered some and they just turned out like little toothpicks. They were useless. They didn't give very accurate dimensions on their website I bought from. But you see through the side there, I've got brass pins going through the side. There's loads of glue holes drilled all the way through the handle if you look back at the old pictures and old videos. But the leather should help it take out the ripples in the wood, so I get a good surface of adhesion. And the leather is also Gorilla Glued to the ash handles. So yeah, good times. But it's going to need a lot of sculpting down because that's quite thick leather. It's made the handle a lot wider, so it's not very comfortable in your hand. So I'm going to have to thin them scales down because it's a thick old beastie. But the blade is definitely getting there. Getting some nice angle on that. I'm going to leave it kind of that matte finish, which is just wazzed over it with quite a high grit sander. Yeah, that's about it.